welcome to the HotPopCast. My name is Chris, and I'm joined, as is customary now, by Liam.
Hello.
And Lanny.
Howdy.
Oh, I hope you kind of forget the howdy thing.
That's how I introduce myself and everything.
Since of like last week, not a thing. Now it's going to be a thing because we mentioned it. I knew this would happen, Liam. Your fault. You just let it slide. He would never have said it again. But as it is. Liam, what have you been up to since we last spoke? What have you been playing?
Not a lot. World of Warships and bit of Dark Souls 3.
Oh,
Not a lot.
back to Dark Souls. Is it you or is it the missus who's playing Akami?
Oh, it's the missus.
Fair enough. I was wondering. Been a lot of that. Dark Souls. You going a whole new playthrough of Dark Souls 3? Or are you just jumping in an old one?
Nah, it's jumping in an old one.
Old one. Who was it? What was the last area you were in?
Solar City.
Fair enough. What, just repop the final boss?
Well, that's where I was up to last time I left.
Alright, fair one. Wrong way to come back to. I've still not.
It's New Game Plus anyway, so.
Yeah, I've still not done thingy, Ring City all the way through. Just. Yeah, probably do need to sort it out. Lanny, what you been playing? How you been keeping sane before you go back to work?
Battlefront 2 and some zombies with you guys.
Oh
yeah,
zombies.
Oh yeah, zombies. Yeah.
How we easily forget the times we have with Lanny. So, Battlefront 2, you've been playing the campaign?
Yeah, I finished the campaign.
Yeah, and is it? I played like the first bit of it, but is it as short as they say?
It is short, but they have added like 3 extra episodes that don't really add much to it. Just sort of finish it off so they don't have to redo it again for a sequel.
Right.
Not bad for free though.
No, I'll take it for free.
Well, yeah. For obviously when it came out, it wasn't free, but yeah, for right now, fair enough. I like
Plus,
the
there's
multiplayer.
actually quite a lot to it now.
Yeah, I played multiplayer plenty of times. Were you interested in playing multiplayer? Or were you just getting it for the campaign?
I wanted to play a bit of multiplayer because I wanted it to be able to like do like in Battlefield, where I could just like climb to a big tower, pull out a sniper, and just camp in there. Can't do that.
No, it's not as open and sort of sparse as Battle. It's a lot closer and more intense than Battlefield. It's still got the same sort of idea to it. We play quite a lot though, so you can jump into that. But I do like they have like the online like conquest ground war things, where you just sort of have the usual kind of capture points, and then whoever gets the most points first assaults the starship, kind of thing. And if you take the starship, obviously you win. If you don't take the starship or they repel you, it starts again with the ground war thing, and you can sort of go back and forth. It can go on for quite a while though.
Battles are really hard. I cannot do any of the plane stuff. Like as soon as I spawn, I'm instantly dead.
Plane stuff.
The controls are not great on any of the aerial vehicles.
That's my favorite stuff. I really like them.
No, it's too like I get it because it's obviously like it's mainly a first person shooter or third person shooter or whatever. But like so the flight controls are like because I like playing like flight sims and like combat flight sims and stuff like that, but they're just it's a bit too.
I always liked it. I was quite pretty. It is like arcadey. It's not like you don't feel like you're flying an X-wing.
I had a bit more control, yeah.
I get you, but it's just like
you also don't spend enough time like doing it to get good at it, if that makes sense. Because it's like if you do get to jump in one, then you just like you said, unless you're doing a space battle,
that's it. Yeah,
crash.
Nobody ever.
Quick. There's no point.
I never choose like a starship. I'm not in a space
I
battle.
actually prefer the first Battlefront.
Yeah.
To the second one, yeah.
Why is that?
I just preferred the maps. And,
I do remember the maps being pretty good actually in the first one.
Yeah, I always end up. I don't know. Just some of the maps in 2 are good, but some of them are just. I don't know. Just they get. Just got bored of it.
I get you. It is a game that I do get bored at pretty quickly. But it has grown on me more though than when it first came out, as I guess it would. Obviously, it's always updates and that. But yeah, it's sort of.
I think I'd rather play Battlefield. But...
Yeah, I think most people would. To be fair, even with like the power of Star Wars behind it, just something a bit like lacking to it. I don't know what it is. It's just lasers.
The ability to camp in a tower. That's what it misses.
Yeah, quite possibly. Line is right. Everyone can't sit in a tower for the entirety of the mission and just pop each other, which happens a lot in Battlefield, to be fair. Good stuff. Well, it's good. Well, speaking of the space battles, I guess we'll talk about this before we get into the PS5 thing. Star Wars Squadrons. Is it going to be like that? Is it going to be like Battlefield sort of stuff, or do you think it's going to be a lot more in depth than that?
Yeah, well, if it's only space battles, then it's probably going to be mainly like a flight.
This is the you were talking about, though.
Yeah, no, but if that's what they're like, it's not just going to be like, here's the space bit of Battlefront in a game. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a completely like.
So what do you think? It's like an actual
it's EA, but it's not DICE, is it?
Yeah, from what I can gather, it isn't DICE. I didn't actually check it, but I don't think it mentioned. I think it would be. So what do we think it's gonna be a lot more? Do we think it's gonna be first person first of all, or a mix?
No, you should be able to change because otherwise,
Jeez.
I wouldn't imagine. I've never played a flight sim game where you can't change the perspective.
Can you change it in that one we talked about last time? That's mad hardcore that takes you 1,000 hours to dock. Event? No, I want to say Event Horizon the film, but not that. What's it called?
Oh, Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous. That's the one. Who begin with E? Can you go third person?
Well, you can now, I suppose, because you can.
Oh, you can get out, can't you?
Cut about, but it's a different kind of game. That though.
It might go for like that hardcore kind of. Maybe not that hardcore, but
no, because like the main crux of Elite Dangerous isn't combat or anything.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
trading around.
Like point your ship. And jump.
It looks multiplayer focused. This one, it looks like you've got squads of 5, which made me think towards like the sort of Battlefield thing of getting into squads of 5. It seemed to show in the trailer. It showed 5 Rebel pilots and 5 Imperial pilots walking towards the screen.
It's not just a squad of 5. Like that's how big the match is. They're just 5v5.
Is that a hit? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't think they'll do bots as well?
I think it'll expand on it. There'll be different types.
They might
well do,
but there's not. From what they've said, like you just have 5 human players versus 5 human players. You know?
Fair enough. It looks all right. Just siege each other for now, though. So obviously we have to see what comes out from there. But yeah, can't really argue with any kind of Star Wars space battle game. Not been too many of them, considering it is set in space and generally.
Well, there's not been
space battles.
Many for a few years.
No, not a long time. Rogue Squadron and that I think of, and obviously X-Wing, etc. But I can't think of any apart from obviously in Battlefront for years and years and years. So it makes total sense. Right, have you both rewatched the PS5 thing before I get into this?
But I've not rewatched it.
Cool, that's what I want. That's what I'm curious about. So I had a little rewatch of it, not like a massive one, just like click through the trailers, etc. I'm going to go through the thing itself, each bit at a time, and we can talk about it. But I'm curious as to what you remember and what you don't, because there's a few things in there that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And some things where I remember being quite excited at the time, I forgot about, whereas some things that I was like, that looks a bit dump, I did remember. So yeah, we'll see what we got on. So it started off with an interesting one, GTA 5. We spoke about this last time. We literally talked about the colossal mega moneymaker that is GTA 5 and how successful it's been, etc. So I don't think we need to push too much into it. Interesting that Sony opened up, their opening gambit was a game that was on the PS3 or their PS5. Bit of a bizarre one, but makes total sense. Do you think it's going to be? Do you think that was a big successful reveal for them?
I mean, I think so. It's free, isn't it? So.
Yeah. This is it. I was thinking how it can appeal, and I guess you've got people who play pretty much solely GTA. A lot of people play a lot of GTA with their friends all the time, and that's sort of their main game. And if it's going to be free on the new console, that immediately gives them a reason to upgrade, rather than just waiting around for something else to come out that isn't something they're particularly interested in, especially if they're not interested in, Spider-Man game or whatever else, Ratchet and Clank games, etc.
Spider-Man games is similar deal, isn't it? It's not a new game, is it? It's Spider-Man with extra bit.
Yeah. We'll go on to that now because there's no point in banging on about GTA 5. We talked enough about GTA 5. It's
Well, no, because I think although it doesn't make me, it isn't a reason to buy the console. It's still a point in its favor.
Oh yeah, of course it is, 100%.
Because it's all about games, and if I'm like, oh well, I can play GTA.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a no-brainer for both.
Like looking the best it's ever looked.
Yeah.
Working the best it's ever looked.
It's a no-brainer for both, isn't it? It's a no-brainer for Sony to do it because obviously it's a selling point for their console, and Rockstar, the more players, the merrier for them in terms of making money. So yeah, are you going to be popping GTA 5 on as soon as you open your PS5?
Well,
isn't it also going to be free on the PS4?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it mentioned something about.
I don't know. Didn't see that. I wouldn't be surprised though, given they've just given it out on PC for free.
Is it just online that's going to be free on PS5, not the actual game?
That is what I read, but they've just said GTA online free to all PS5 owners. So I think that's the case. But yeah. I mean, who really cares about the campaign now? Great campaign, but campaign that we all played 7 years ago. So
but I'd replay it.
I'd give it a go again.
If there was nothing else to play, maybe. But I guess I think I'd just play online. GTA 5's campaign, it doesn't strike me as maybe, but I'd have to have nothing else to play essentially on that one, and hopefully we'll have something else to play. You touched on Spider-Man Miles Morales, which we saw straight after the GTA 5 reveal. It's like you mentioned then, it's sort of like an Uncharted Lost Legacy, Infamous First like kind of deal. Smaller sort of enhanced version of the original Spider-Man with its own story and its own campaign, etc. Are we excited for that?
I mean, I'm definitely going to play
it. So you're not excited, just definitely going to play it?
Well, I do want more Spider-Man because the Spider-Man game was amazing, but I would like a full experience. I mean, Miles Morales is meant to be like a really interesting character, so I think he deserves more than a small game.
I mean, I can see a proper big sequel with Miles being the main character coming out in a few years. I just think this was maybe a quick way to capitalize on the Spider-Man game and how popular it was with the PS5 coming out. Agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Still, can't really argue with more Spider-Man. Like you said, it was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. If it's the same map, just looks a little bit glossier, and you just get to cut around as Miles with its own storyline, great.
Quicker load times.
Yeah, those load times were a bit of a pain. But the load times we'll get onto and talk about Ratchet and Clank with that crazy transporting. But yeah, I think that's a shrewd one for Sony. I think getting a Spider-Man game out, even if it's only a smaller one, is a big selling point, especially before Christmas. I was surprised when they said it would be this holiday, that quick. Especially given they've been working on the DLC, etc. for Spider-Man. Not sure when the last DLC was, but can't be more than a year ago, can it? Was it? We're 2018 Spider-Man. What, last year maybe? But I guess if you're just transporting the New York that they'd already built and just putting in a new suit, essentially, onto a new character, it shouldn't take too long to mock up. You've just got to meet the campaign, etc., haven't you? So, yeah. Shrewd move, I think. I think that'll do really well, that one. Gran Turismo 7. Anyone care?
Yeah.
It's just a way for them to show off the graphics, isn't it?
They do seem to do that, don't they? They do seem to have a Gran Turismo game every time they show off a new console, as though that's like the epitome of it. But I was surprised that they showed one, because Gran Turismo Sport took ages to come out. And that was shown when the PS4 originally came out. It became a bit of a joke originally, and then it came out and it wasn't quite as good as everyone thought it would be. So is this a game that's going to come out in 5 years? Or is it a game that's going to come out next year?
Well, I thought soon.
You think?
Rather than later.
We thought that about Gran Turismo Sport. That took...
Did we? I don't know.
Yeah. They showed it and were banging on about it as soon as the PS4 came out, and then it just went into sort of development hell from it. So to have that as quick as it is, almost. But this is it. It's not built for us, is it? Built for racing enthusiasts. And again, Gran Turismo always as well. Always. Let's talk about something we might be interested in more so than Gran Turismo 7. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Have we ever heard about Ratchet and Clank games before? I have. What about you?
Not really.
I didn't care so much when I was younger, but I did really enjoy the PS4 one. I thought that was really good. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, the PS4 one was good. I used to play... It was the game I got bundled with my PS3. think it was either a Quest or boot or it was a cracking time. I think when we were at uni, I remember that was the only game I had, the PS3, so I had to play it, and I ended up sort of falling in love with it because that was kind of all I had to play, or at least that was what I thought at the time. But the new Ratchet and Clank was good as well. Interestingly, this has not got a naughty name going on there. That just like exactly Rift Apart. Although the new Ratchet and Clank game, I guess, didn't have a naughty name either, did it? It was just called Ratchet and Clank. So maybe it's just no more naughty names. Go for the kids.
I've got the market on that now.
Yeah, that's true actually. But they can't get into that anymore. They've been taken. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It looks. Go back and when you get a chance and watch that trailer. It looks mad. The sort of Rift teleporty thing. Yeah, the Rift teleporting thing looks bizarre. Like, it was surprising the first time. The second time, I was really like watching it, like, because I knew what was coming with him grappling and going into that sort of teleporty thing. It's really weird how some video game black magic going on there to make it look the way it does. Remember what I'm talking about, Lenny?
When he goes from one side to the other.
Yeah. Remember how
I didn't
looked?
really pay much attention to it at the time. I was just.
It's really weird. It's like, I don't know how the hell they do it. It's really, really bizarre because it's like the sides move towards you, but the thing in the middle, it's very, very weird. It's probably super, super simple, but it looks really, really good. In terms of the graphics, that was the first one that I saw, obviously with Gran Turismo, etc. What do we think?
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank and Gran Turismo 7. Do we think it looks next gen? Will we call it next gen?
Well,
I think, yeah, go on.
Because it's not all about graphics.
Yeah, I get that, but the whole point of these sort of showcases to show that kind of thing. Did we look at that and think, could we have seen that and gone, that looks like, if they'd said this is coming out and not mentioned PS5, would we have been quite happy to believe that was on a PS4? Or did we look at it and go, wow, that couldn't happen on a PS4, that's PS5?
Yeah, no, I think it would. I don't see that working on a PS4.
You don't think?
Hey.
It looks shinier. But I don't know.
All the reflections on the floor and everything and particle effects looks really good.
Yeah, I think it's a big step up.
Yeah, I think it's a step up. I don't know if it's as big a step up as a lot of people expected, but I think you're at a point now where you can't really do too much more. I mean, I haven't even got a 4K TV yet. You know what I mean? I've got a PS4 Pro. What's the next one? 8K? But yeah, it certainly looks very, very clean, doesn't it? Are we excited for it? Are we going to buy Ratchet and Clank and Rift Apart?
Not for 60 quid, then.
Think it'll be 60 quid?
Yeah.
The Ratchet and Clank reboot wasn't 60 quid. That was really cheap, wasn't it? It was only 30 when it came out.
I got it for free.
I don't know if it is different. I don't know. I think this.
That game's going to be 30 quid.
No, I think it won't be. I think it'll be more than 50. I think it'll be cheaper than most other games.
PS5 games are going to be 60 quid, $59.99.
Why do you think that?
That's just what I see from past experience of, like, every time there's a console generation jump, the price goes up by about.
Yeah, you might be right. Hopefully not, but I mean, I'm looking back. Yeah, you're probably right. PS3 games, what were they? 40 quid, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe you're right. They haven't mentioned that kind of thing, but the Ratchet and Clank reboot.
PS5 cost of this.
Yeah, the Ratchet and Clank reboot game was a lot cheaper. It was like 25, 30 quid, I think, but I don't really remember why. Because obviously it was a tie into the film as well, wasn't it?
A lot of games that are like reboots or remakes or whatever are usually cheaper than entirely new.
It depends. Well, yeah, remakes,
Crash
yeah.
And Pyro and all
yeah.
Always.
Trilogy's the original. Ratchet and Clank was like, it was kind of a reboot, I guess. I mean, it was a reboot, but obviously it was its own new story, but it started its old kind of baddies and such. So yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I get you. 60 quid, it's not something that I'm going to be jumping in, but yeah, you're right. If it is 60 quid, I'm probably out on that one. Still looks good though. Looks very interesting compared to what I expected from a Ratchet and Clank game. Right, Project Athia? Square Enix one? I got weird
I
sort
don't remember that one.
There we go. So it started off with like a sort of CG sort of trailer of like a woman, and it looked very Dark Soulsy to me. The CG part of it. It was like a dog, like a Bloodborne type dog, with like a weird like glow inside it, and all like sort of broken down Gothic architecture sort of thing, with like this sort of just I guess you just saw like generic modern woman just walking through it. And then it sort of cuts to what I guess is gameplay. There's no HUD or anything like that, but it's like third person sort of thing. Yeah, so you don't remember it at all, no?
She was jumping about. She's got a cape.
Is it the one that looks a bit like the tech demo that they showed?
Yeah.
She like fights some wolves. She puts them into like vines.
Yeah, vaguely.
So we're not super excited about that. That's exclusive
I don't know
to
what it is,
PS5.
so until the show more.
Yeah,
you'll find you'll find that with a lot of these trailers. A lot of them are just CG trailers, as I guess you'd expect. So
that had gameplay, but
they seem to show it. This one seemed to show some gameplay, but it's hard to tell what is gameplay and what isn't nowadays. Because obviously it just seamlessly transitions.
I think some of that was gameplay, but I don't know what the game's about. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
no idea.
Looks like some sort of like Magic-esque third-person action adventure kind of thing. But yeah, wait for more news on that one. Next up, we had Stray. Remember Stray?
I remember the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, Lonnie?
No.
You don't know much, do you?
Oh, the cat. Yeah.
The cat. Yeah. The cat with the robot world and all humans are dead, we assume. And this cat just seems to be kicking about. Just being a cat, and all the robots seem fine with it.
Looks like some sort of cyberpunk DLC.
You play as a cat.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, you never know. I haven't released it yet. It'll be announced later that actually it is just a spin-off. It's its own Spider-Man Miles Morales, Cyberpunk 2077, Stray 2078. It's like, yeah, again, we don't know much about that one, but the fact that it was a cat immediately, I think, got people interested. Get to play as a cat.
You can solve mysteries.
Ooh. Where'd you hear that? Given you hadn't even heard about it until 2 minutes ago.
I just Googled it to refresh my memory.
Solving mysteries, eh? Go on. Do go on, Lanny.
Well, that's just the headline. You're a cat simulator. You solve some mysteries in a futuristic city.
That is how cats live their lives, solving mysteries. Stop simulating.
Detective Pikachu did well, so I'm sure this will.
I never really know if the actual game did do well, but it must have done well.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not really going to go wrong with a Pikachu that's just solving crimes, really, are you? You're not going to remember this one, Lanny, if you don't remember Stray. Returnal.
Dope.
So this one's the one made by Housemarque, or Housemarque. Not sure how you pronounce it, but they're the ones who did Resogun and Alienation, etc. So traditionally, sort of smaller indie games, that kind of thing. This looks big, though. This looks a lot bigger than what they've done before. It was this might refresh your memory. Space Crash Landing Groundhog Day. No.
What?
It was a woman.
It's a third-person shooter, and it's got like elements of like bullet hell to it.
Yeah.
It looked like.
Oh.
The CG sort of bit was a woman. She was an astronaut, and she crash landed, and she kept dying, and she kept waking up again. And then it showed.
Oh, yeah.
And then it showed quite a lot of what we guess would be gameplay, third-person sort of thing, and it looks like a sort of roguelike bullet hell kind of thing.
Where every time she comes alive, like the geography changes.
Yeah, the world's different.
Yeah.
Roguelike.
Roguelike kind of thing, yeah, like Risk of Rain sort of thing. But I assume you're trying to find out why you keep dying. Had sort of like horror elements to it. She kept getting jumped by like facehugger type sort of aliens, that kind of thing. Interested, Lanny? After my explanation of that? No. Fair enough.
I hate roguelikes. I can't fucking do them.
Dude. This one obviously looks like quite a big step up from what they have done in the past. But Resogun I loved. Alienation I really enjoyed. These guys tend to make decent games, so I've got decent hopes for that. About you, Liam?
Nah, I'm not too bothered.
No.
Again, I need to see more of it.
Yeah, same with a lot of this stuff, isn't it? Rightio. Destruction All-Stars. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. There's one where it's like a bit like what's it called? The car game. super powered battle cards.
Well, you chose super powered battle cards rather than Rocket League.
Yeah, that's the one. But you can get out your car, bit Fortnite lucky.
Yeah, it's almost like that mixed with Rocket League mixed with Destruction Derby. And I wouldn't have been surprised if they slapped the Destruction Derby and rebooted that onto it. But my first thought for this was it was a frame game. Immediately, I could see us popping that at Jan's. It's Lucid Games who make that. They're based in Liverpool, and they used to be Bizarre Creations, who were the guys who made Blur. You've seen Blur, the car game, the racing game.
Yeah,
that was the sort of big game. They've made a few indie games since, but or smaller games, should I say, since, but nothing this sort of with this sort of shine and polish from what we can gather. But yeah, Rocket League, where you can get out your car and attack each other, from what I can gather. Looking forward to that one. I think that could be a good laugh, that, especially multiplayer wise, which I guess it's mostly going to be, if not completely. Maybe with some Rocket League bots in there. Would you play that with me? Would you be interested in that?
It was free.
Yeah, I don't think I'd pay it day one, but I'd play it.
Gotta find something that you're going to get day one if you're going to get your PS5.
Well, you can put your PS4 games on it and just wait till they bring out some good ones.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Or just not buy a PS5.
Yeah, you could do that. We'll talk about that in a bit, see if this is swayed you or not. The next one is a big franchise, but it's a bit of a different spin on it. Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
Nah, not bothered.
Nah, I've never really liked the Big Planet games before.
It's interesting that they didn't call it Little Big Planet.
Well, if you look at the trailer, it doesn't look like a Little Big Planet game in the sort of, it just looks like a straight up platformer, rather than making levels and all that kind of business.
Oh, that's like half the fun for most people.
Is it?
Yeah. Because that's like that's what the game is, isn't it?
I don't know if the game did that well though, like Little Big Planet 3. Did it do that well? I remember it coming out. I was in. No, but I think maybe. Well, this is it. I think maybe one of the reasons that they rebranded it is because Little Big Planet has died a little bit. Little Big Planet 3, I remember coming out, and there's a guy who I worked with at the time who loved Little Big Planet beforehand, and he bought that, and he said it was pretty rubbish. I played it a little bit, and I don't remember there being big sales of it, or it just sort of passed by, and that sort of was a massive franchise on PS3. I think maybe what the big sort of draw for a lot of people is Sackboy, is that little cute Sackman called Sackboy. Yeah, I do. I think that's one of the reasons why they called it Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Aimed just at kids, and it's a cute little Sackboy, and you just jump around and do a little platforming with him.
I don't know. I don't think he's a. I mean, when's the last time there was a Little Big Planet game? The kids know what he is.
What's it? Little Big Planet 3, wasn't it? And that must have been 6 years ago. Like I say, I was in Bolton at the time. So, yeah, and also the guys who make that Sumo Digital, haven't they just made Dreams? Dreams was them, right?
I don't know.
I think it was. I think Dreams was Sumo Digital, or the guys who, maybe it was like people who did work on Little Big Planet. Obviously, the point of that is obviously creating your own levels and your own games in a much sort of bigger, broader sense. Yeah, I think repackaging it as Sackboy, making it for kids, I think it makes commercial sense. I don't know if people would have cared about a Little Big Planet 4.
I don't see anyone caring about it at all. I don't see why they would choose to even show it, because it doesn't seem like who's gonna buy it.
People who love cute things.
Well, yeah, but
kids.
It's not even
Sackboy, I think, is a decent little mascot. Perhaps not as big as I'm making out, but it's like we said a couple of weeks ago. It's probably cheap to make. It's a recognizable mascot. I think it makes sense to focus on that character and just create a dead simple, cheap platformer than spend time trying to make this game where you create your own levels, etc. Which I don't think that many people are bothered about nowadays.
Yeah, but I'm saying just don't make either of them.
Whoa, just forget about Sackboy forever.
Oh, I mean, you know who he is, but you're 30. Whereas, like, someone who's going to play that game probably never heard of him.
I don't know. I reckon he's bigger than you're making out, but perhaps not as big as I'm making out. He's probably somewhere in the middle. He's on the front cover of like PlayStation All Stars and all the rest of it.
Oh, the big famous PlayStation All Stars.
Hey, game. It's still Sony still see him as big enough to push it. You know what I mean? Same with all the games they do.
Didn't push it because no one bought it.
Correct, but they still pushed it. They still tried to get people to play it. They still said, this is one of our main guys. There must be a reason behind that. Little Big Planet 1 and 2, I think, did very well.
They don't really have any of their own guys as well.
Whoa. Sony?
Yeah.
Bloody loads. Kratos, Crash, Spyro, bloody Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter.
No, Spyro.
I get they're not owned by Sony straight up, but you know what I'm saying.
You can play it on Xbox, mate.
You get what I'm saying. They've had plenty of things that they could push in that sort of way. And I think...
Well, basically, you can only pick from things that are in the PlayStation All-Stars, and I think that says it all. Do you know what I mean? They've got loads of great games, but not mascots.
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? It's weird that they used to be all about the mascots, and they've sort of just lost them over the years. But yeah, I think it makes sense for them just to make a cheap little platformy game. And I think it'll do all right. Not great, but I think it'll do all right. Right, next up, we had Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Lanny, there's no way you're going to remember that one.
Nope.
Is there? Okay, it's like Avatar, Last Airbender style looks.
That sounds good now.
Does that not refresh your memory?
Oh, I think it's the one that I thought was like Pikmin.
Yes, there are little things in it, little like monster-y spirit things. Yes,
I remember that.
I get you. So I think you are remembering the same thing. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, it had mad Avatar vibes to it. Again, looks like more like a sort of family sort of oriented third-person action adventure game, which there is a huge amount of in this kind of thing. Pixar-like visuals. Are you bothered?
I'll have to see more of it, you know what I mean? It's just there's not enough information on any of these to be bothered, do you know what I mean?
This is it, yeah. It's all about the CG trailers with these things. That's it, really. That's all that one. Right, here's one for Lanny. Goodbye, Volcano High.
The fuck? Did I even watch this thing?
You must remember
it's the
this
one that was just a cartoon and it literally showed no game.
Oh, yeah, the one that was a bit
Unless
like...
that was the game, but then it
Life
just
is
really
Strange.
showed me how you would play it.
Yeah. Cartoon Life is Strange. You know what? I actually thought that looked alright.
Yeah, I could tell.
Well, I mean, again, like, it's got the potential to be alright, but I don't know what it is.
This is it, isn't it?
What is it? Is it an adventure game? Is
it could be anything.
Game? Is it a rhythm game? Is it what is it?
A bloody point and click game for all we know, which actually would make total sense. Yeah, I'm a curious. Yeah, sure, I'm a little bit curious. But
probably a emotionally driven story with a good soundtrack.
It does literally say in the description of it a unique indie style soundtrack.
Yeah,
that's a selling point. That's due in 2021. So I'm sure we'll see more about that soon. But yeah, it's got an interesting art style at the very least, if that is the art style that we come to it all of them. Next one we know a lot about, Oddworld Soulstorm. This has been in development for quite a long time, and quite a lot of it was shown at the PS5 event. Are we as excited for an Oddworld Soulstorm as we might have been when it was first announced 5 or 6 years ago?
I'm not bothered whatsoever.
No, is that because you've never been bothered about Oddworld?
Yeah, never.
Lanny, about you?
I mean, I enjoyed the last one they brought out. Was it a
the remake of yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun to get back into. I actually finished that. Which, that's one up on my childhood there. I mean, I don't think I'd buy it day one. It's something Frame would play, and I'd watch him play.
This is it. It's what I thought. Oddworld to me has always been a watch rather than a play. I hate playing it. I absolutely hate it. I hate playing it like with a passion. It's just so frustrating, the actual game. But if you have the patience to do that, which we just talked about for anything that he does, if you have the patience to play that, it's a hell of a lot of fun to watch somebody play that. Just because it's just so, there's moments where it's like millimeters between you dying and sort of surviving and getting through that little level bit. So I'm interested to see how it does, to be honest, more than anything. Just to see how much of a hunger there is for an Oddworld game now, rather than buying it myself and playing it.
I think people will tan that, but
you think?
It's just yeah.
I think fans will. I don't know if it'll be massive. Oh, what was that? You all right? Dropped his mic again. Yeah, I think it'll do. There's a big bang.
What for doing me, lad?
Oh, okay. So I think it'll do. I think it'll do well with the fans, etc. The original, but I don't know if it'll be massive in the sort of way that you expect it to be. This next one, though, I think you've been interested in. Ghostwire Tokyo. Now we're talking. Tango Gameworks. Is there anything that you're interested in this PS5 reveal, Liam?
Well, I liked Evil Within 2, but beyond that, Tango Gameworks hasn't done much in terms of like. I think this game looked like a shit Steam game.
I was surprised at how. Yeah, I get you. I was surprised at how sort of shit it looked. There's only one way to put it, that is how shit it looked. It wasn't that it looked particularly awful, it just didn't. It looked like it had been developed for a while, and it just didn't look like there was much going on. You're just going around to ghosts and grabbing them, basically, from what I can gather. I thought you'd be interested in that, just because of the Evil Within.
Yeah, but they don't look remotely similar.
I guess not. There's got to be something in here, Liam, that you're excited about. Is there something coming up?
Just
nothing in the first half.
He saved it for the end.
Fair enough. Excited for that. You not bothered, Lanny? Ghostwire Tokyo?
No, it doesn't appeal to me. I'm sure it plays better than it looks, but not something I'd pick up.
This is probably the first one that I looked at. I was like, I could play this. Like that. Cutting about in Tokyo. Just think it looks interesting. Just first person. I like the idea of just. It seemed like you almost like sneak up on ghosts, and you can sort of interact with them. You can either take them on head on, or you can just go and grab them that way. And I like the fact that there's no real story elements in the actual trailer. It's just here you are, and it showed a lot of gameplay, that one, compared to most of the others which didn't show any gameplay. And that's what I liked about it. And I think I could see myself play. Assuming it's a fairly cheap sort of game, but again, if you're talking like 60 quid, definitely not. But yeah, that was one of the first ones I looked at and I thought I could play.
I mean, is it Shinji Mikami?
I don't know. I do not know. I assume not, but I don't know. If you think it is Shinji Mikami, would that interest you?
That made me think that probably not bothered.
How come?
I just think these last few outings
I thought you liked Evil. So what was his last thing? Was Evil Within 2, right?
It is Shinji Mikami, I think.
It is, yeah. So his last game was what? Evil Within 2?
Yes, I believe so.
So you just said that you liked Evil Within 2, but his last outings have been bad. So what? No? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The I don't think that particularly like.
So did you enjoy Evil Within 2 then?
The second one, the first one, I didn't.
Right.
At all.
Okay.
But
you think
I just think it's going to be some plot heavy, like just confusing mess.
Yeah. So did you enjoy Evil Within 2 in spite of Mikami?
Yeah, I think he had less to do with it.
Yeah, fair enough. I haven't played any of the Evil Within games. I played Evil Within 1 for about an hour or something and just didn't gel with it. So interesting to see here. I assume that you're a big fan of Evil Within 2 and you'd be looking forward to this, but interesting to see you are not fussed.
It's not. I've not played it since it came out, so
yeah,
not that bothered. And
that was me thinking Ghostwire Tokyo would be a hot hit for Liam. Fair enough. The next one we had, well, clearly not. Next one we had was Jet the Far Shore, and this one didn't. The actual game, I was fairly interested in the CG, but then when it showed the gameplay, I wasn't particularly interested. Lani, do you remember this one? I'm gonna have to get every single time now.
Jet the Far Shore. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not. It's not Bugsnax.
This is it. Why is that so memorable? That one. That was the only one that I remembered. Very bizarre. We'll get to that in a bit anyway. Jet the Far Shore. It was like a Wall-E world, like the world's full of shit. A rocket fires off, like, you know, Elon Musk style, and then it has like a year counter with like a satellite, and the year counter gets 1, 2, 3, and it goes into like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and then another ship sort of flies back at the end towards the planet. The planet's not a shit anymore. And the gameplay, it shows you're like a little ship, and it showed a lot of you blasting over like waves and oceans and stuff. Didn't really seem like what sort of else it would be. It had like a sort of journey vibe, but you're a spaceship. No, not ringing a bell.
I mean, I remember the Journey-esque bit.
Yeah,
but that's it.
I remember like the big satellite with the years counter.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I just thought it was some SpaceX shit.
Yeah, it didn't jump out at me, to be honest. It just didn't. It looked like it had a big CG trailer for very little of what it was. Anything to add, Liam, or you're not fussed?
Yeah, I thought most of that trailer was gameplay.
Yeah, it did. It did seem to show with the little like sort of spaceship flying over oceans and stuff.
Depending on what it ends up looking like, I'm fairly interested in that.
If it
look different at least.
Yeah, that's true. It did look a little bit different. But yeah, well, I have to say that's one that I'd like to see a lot more of before I make any sort of decision on it. Rightio, Godfall. Do you remember Godfall, Lanny? I'm asking time.
I do.
You do? This one did leave a lasting memory in you. So
well,
why?
I've heard of it before the announcements.
Yeah, it'd already been announced, hadn't it, beforehand? So I quite like the look of it. I can see myself playing it. Yeah, I can. And this is what's kind of bizarre. I don't really know why I like the look of it. I thought the trailer was awful. Like, what is it with Gearbox just like having to create these big, horrible, crap trailers with just like a song that just does not fit? Why does that happen every single time? I feel like if it didn't have a song, it had some kind of like.
Well, because to me, it just looked like a mobile game.
I thought it looked like
it's like a fancy mobile game.
I don't know. Just looked a little bit like an arcade sort of melee game, and I could get into that. It looked alright, but yeah, it didn't. That song just turned me right off completely. It's not the song was bad; it was just like I don't get what whoever made these trailers think. Like, oh yeah, that'll be the one. Having said that, Lanny remembered it, so maybe the song did play a part.
Good reason. It looks like it's going to be full of microtransactions and repetitive gameplay.
Yep.
You think?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, well, I mean, the fact that it's from Gearbox doesn't like fill me with tons of confidence. Not a big Gearbox fan overall. Even Borderlands, I'm not a massive fan of. So we'll see. I could see myself giving it a go, but we'll see. I'm hoping that I enjoy it. I could do with a third person smacking people about game that it hopefully isn't full of microtransactions. But you're probably right. Solar Ash. Do you remember anything about Solar Ash? Your silence says no.
I remember a little bit. It reminded me of like Hyperlight Drifter.
Yeah, it's made by the same guys as Hyperlight Drifter. So yeah, it's exactly what you can expect. Again, not much. It sort of transitioned into gameplay, but it looks like basically the same kind of game. If you like Hyperlight Drifter, you're gonna like this. You ever played Hyperlight Drifter? Anyone?
Nope.
Me neither. So we'll see, but yeah, it looked like the same graphical style, same kind of gameplay. So yeah. This one I'm more interested in, and I've not really played him before. Hitman 3. This one's due out in January as well, so we know this one's coming out in January apparently.
I mean, I played the first one, and it was a free one, and I actually really enjoyed that. 100%ed every part of it. So I actually think they've taken a good step in the gameplay for Hitman recently. It's just the fact that they release it in like little bits at a time that puts me off.
It is weird. But the thing is, the thing that puts me off this one is the fact that it looks super fucking serious.
It did look a bit serious.
And the last few have been a bit more like.
Yeah, there's like a comedy sort of element to it. Yeah, like you are like a suburban man, and your aim is to get into this house and find this guy, and you've got to blend in with other suburban people. Yeah, I get you. I do think that it will still have that fun edge to it, though, just because that's what's made Hitman, the last two Hitman games, successful, I think.
Okay, what I mean is that it looks like it carries on some sort of story of, like, the Hitman games, and obviously that's no good to me because I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Well, from every time I see gameplay, especially of the newest one, I'm like,
Yeah, definitely. So how come you didn't play the second one, Lanny, or is it just because you couldn't afford it? You like the first one?
Couldn't afford it.
You know what I mean? You said that the first one was free, didn't you?
Yeah, the first one was free. That's the only reason I picked it up. And then the second one, I don't know. I guess I was hoping that they'd just lower it enough, and then there'd be a year where I was like, oh, I'll get that now.
Just never happened.
Be honest, you can't afford it.
I can't afford it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that wasn't wrong, was it? Just didn't get it because it was
that
too
game
dear.
that's high up on my list that
No, I get you.
I'd get.
Not gonna pop 50 quid on them all. No, I get you. The episodic thing, because obviously I didn't really follow it. I just wait for it to come out as one big thing. So is it going to be a case of, as far as we know, this episode will come out in January and it'll go on from there, rather than like a whole here's all the game in one thing?
It implied that it was a full game.
It also implies it's the conclusion to the trilogy, the rebooted trilogy. So you might be right in terms of the story heavy side of it.
Because the last one wasn't Hitman 2, was it?
Well, it's Hitman Season 2, wasn't it? Or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but I think it's like different in it. So there's like, do you know what I mean? It was like a spin-off, not a spin-off, but just like a separate thing.
I remember it was developed by somebody different, wasn't it? More or less, because it was it THQ? And obviously they released 1, and as they were releasing 1, or they were getting through releasing 1, they went bankrupt and they got bought up by Nordic, I think. And so obviously it became Square Enix. And all the IPs got sold off, and the second one is Square Enix, right? So the second one might be different from the first one.
Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Warner Brothers, is it? I know it's different from the original guys because they ended up having to sell it off to a different development studio, so it might have a different vibe to the first one. Did well though, did really, really well. I think 3 will do really well as well. So yeah, not super surprised to see it coming out as early as it is, but yeah, I think that'll do well, and I'm interested if it's anything like the other two. Not played the other two, but they look good enough, and like you say, there's enough gameplay out there to see what it's going to be. But yeah, should be good. Because he lining 100% in that again. Astro's Playroom. There's always a little mini game that comes out when a new console comes out, and this year it's Astro's Playroom, starring the lovely little Astro robot. You know who Astro is, right?
Yeah.
Cool. It's just that. It's just a little mini game one, showing off with little kiddie Astro guy.
Is it just a mini game?
It looks like it, yeah. It's called Astro's Playroom, and from what do you remember when the PS4 came out and it had the
Playroom?
Yeah, I can't. Was it called the Playroom or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. It's just that, but with Astro.
Is it?
Yeah, they've literally announced that and said what it is. So yeah, it's just made for people to sort of get nice, cheap sort of starting off game for most of the kids to have and that kind of thing. Obviously, everyone's favorite new little robot. The next one is probably the trailer that I most enjoyed and the thing that I'm most curious about. Little Devil Inside. Remember that?
I do remember that, actually.
Looked like Monster Hunter, but like cartoon Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that actually looked alright.
I thought it looked really good. It was a good trailer for starters, because it was, funny enough and showed enough. It had a few cuts of what looked like gameplay, wading through a marsh and like a bog, that kind of thing. A lot of it was obviously, cinematic fighting monsters and all the rest of it, but it didn't look 1,000 miles away, and obviously it's stylized aesthetically. That obviously will be what it looks like, you'd assume. But yeah, I like the idea of this little like Monster Hunter game with all these crazy monsters, etc. Yeah, I'm interested in that. What are your thoughts, Liam?
Yeah, it looks alright.
Yeah, I'd say that's the one I'm most sort of interested in hearing about. If it's going to be like a little Monster Hunter cartoon thing, it should be very, very good.
Do you reckon it'll have multiplayer or just be single?
In what, like in a Monster Hunter kind of way, teaming up and fighting big scary monsters?
It's a bit more indie. I'm not sure if they'll go for the full scope.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not to start off with. I think most games strive for some kind of multiplayer component nowadays, don't they? Only going to add more to your game, isn't it, and add more longevity to it.
But if it's an indie game from like a, do you know what I mean? I can't see it. Especially because the kind of game it is, I don't see like what the multiplayer aspect necessarily be. Just
fighting bigger, scarier monsters. Nah, I'm with you. I think it'll do well regardless, won't it? I think it's interesting, unique enough to do well enough. But I think you'd always try. Hopefully, I can fight big monsters with you.
Apparently, it was a Kickstarter in 2015.
Was it? Now that's interesting. That's taking its. Okay.
And if they just learn that it's going to be exclusive to PS5, but they're not going to be.
Maybe. I guess. Yeah. Is it actually exclusive? Is it? Do we know that?
Based on this article by Screen Rant.
Fair enough. I mean, Fair enough. Yeah, there's a lot of exclusive.
Timed exclusive.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bit different. That's a little bit different. Timed exclusive. If I'd backed it and I was desperate for it on PC, that's all right. Oh, I've already waited 5 years. You know what I mean? It looks good though. I'm curious about that. I think that did quite well. Let's not talk about NBA 2K21. Let's talk.
We weren't ready for that trailer now.
I mean, who was? I'm still not ready for it. I'm still not ready to talk about what I saw in the NBA 2K21 trailer. So we're just not going to. What we will talk about is bug snacks. Because Lanny seems very excited for a cloud of a chance of Meatballs the game.
No, I wouldn't play this, but it has got a banging tune.
It's made by the guys who made Octodad. So I'm in. I'm all in.
Yeah, it'd be a laugh that.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell's happening, but I got like Viva Pinata vibes from it. But yeah, I remember quite liking Viva Pinata as well. If it's anything like that, I'm down with it. What do we think it's going to be? Are we collecting?
I don't know, just be a similar, just weird experience.
Yeah, it's just going to be, is it? In fact, maybe Octodad, it could be bloody anything, can't it? But yeah, can't argue that. Eats a strawberry. Strawberry tastes nice. Bug snacks.
Apparently it plays similarly to Ape Escape. I mean, I've not played that, so...
Have you not?
Nope.
Oh, Ape Escape's good. So, like, hunting down...
You can't afford it.
I only got it for a $5 with my chip PS1, so I could have hooked you up, Lenny, back in 2000. You've had to get a DualShock controller, though. Well, an analog controller, should I say. Can't play it otherwise. Yeah, that should be good, that. Looking forward to that. Next one, I'm sure we've got a bit to talk about. Demon Souls, the complete remake by Bluepoint. What do we think?
I'll be playing it, obviously.
Oh yeah, we're playing it. It's remade from the ground up. It looks ridiculously good. Very shiny compared to the original. A lot of they've obviously redone pretty much the entirety of the thing. What I'm really hoping for is as many quality of life changes as possible, because Demon Souls is clunky as hell by nowadays standards.
Well, yeah, but it's a complete remake in it. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I can't imagine why it would be the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fingers crossed.
It's not like they're just putting new graphics over the top. Do you know what I mean?
No, the graphics do look very nice though, very shiny. No announced date for that. But
it's not that.
Yeah, you'd think it would be a couple
of
years.
It didn't show any actual gameplay. It's just
it was just literally
scenery.
It was just basically the cinematic. Yeah, the cinematic sort of cutscenes before bosses, basically. From what I remember, because there was cutscenes before pretty much every boss in Demon Souls, from what I remember, and most of that was just cutscenes from bosses originally, and obviously cutscenes before the game, the old one. But yeah, hype for that, definitely. It should be really, really good. Especially because of what Bluepoint did with Shadows of the Colossus, which I played and I loved as much as I did when I first played it years ago. So that should be really, really good. Lanny, Demon Souls?
I need some Souls action, but if it's going to be more like the remake of the first Demon Souls, I might give it a pass because I couldn't even finish that. Well, I mean, my own player level, really.
Yeah, that's what I mean about quality of life stuff. I get what you're saying. Demon Souls is hard, even by like Soul standards. I remember it being like, but having said that, it's like you said, I've not played it since it first came out, and maybe it's not as hard now. I don't mean because it's not aged in that sort of way, but because we are more sort of acclimatized to what a Souls game is.
Because you're not 13.
Yeah, basically, literally that. Yeah, I mean, when did it come out? It wasn't even that long ago, was it? 12 years ago, maybe. It's like 17, something like that. But yeah, I think that's the sort of main bit to it. I remember being very, very, very hard. I remember finding Dark Souls easier, but yeah, maybe it'll be totally different if I went back to it. Hopefully, it'll have some quality of life stuff, and they can rejig the bosses so I don't have to clunk around everywhere. Next game, Deathloop, made by Arcane Studios. Guys who do one of Liam's favourites. We excited for that?
Dishonored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of your favourites?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you'd forgotten the name of it because you didn't say it.
No, sorry. I was saying one of Liam's.
Because they don't know. People listening don't know.
We talked about it last time. And I assume everybody has listened to every single podcast in order. And should know everything that we talk about all the time.
Yeah, it looks sick.
It does look sick, to be fair. Do you remember it, Lonnie?
Yeah, the one that basically looks like Dishonored. Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Dishonored, but now.
Yeah, basically. Essentially. It still looked like an interesting enough world that's a bit different from then, but I remember it being very orange.
Yeah.
Trailer, a very orange trailer. A lot of oranges going on.
They've gone for like a stylized, like 60s movie poster look.
Yeah.
At least for the marketing. But that's good. Yeah, no, it looks sick. I mean, especially if there's like a loop element to it, I think that'll improve the game because then, especially in a game, if it's like Dishonored, once you get good at it, you think, oh, I am fucking well good, me. Like, it makes you feel like I'm shit hot. And I think, like, if you're having to repeat certain aspects of it, you're just going to get really good at it, especially those bits. So you're just going to look badass.
Yeah, I get you.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, jump there, boom, 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 doing it like easy peasy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, looping about everywhere. Yeah, it's. I said this last time. I've not played Dishonored. I think I need to give that a crack before this comes out. But if anything, this trailer almost solidified the fact that I have to play Dishonored. And it sounds stupid, but I was sort of like, yeah, I can. Dishonored looks good. I'll give it a go at some point. But when I saw this trailer, I was like, yeah, I should probably play Dishonored because this looks similar, but its own kind of thing.
I hope it's as hard as Dishonored.
Is Dishonored hard? Is it?
Yeah, mate.
Like how hard? Like Dark Souls levels of hard, or like its own thing?
Well, I mean, you could just like play it shit and sort of brute force it, I suppose. But you could do that with Dark Souls, couldn't you?
Yeah.
But to play it, decently and like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's an hard game, especially the second one. The second one's way harder.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
First I've heard of that. Interesting. Is that because like the stealth side of it is really, really hard?
What side?
Yeah, I think I'd just play the second one or the Death of the. Have you played Death of the Outsider?
Yeah.
No, you've not. That's like a little version of it. Is it so? You said you could like brute force it. Is the stealth bit of it what's the most sort of impressive, the most fun, the most challenging?
Well, yeah, but even then, if you wanted to do it without stealth, it'd still be hard. But
yeah,
you could just, you know what I mean? In a way, it's easier because it's quicker.
Right.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Get in and out kind of thing.
But no, it's. I mean, if you want to play it, yeah, I think it's still worth playing the first one because it's got a good story as well.
Has it? Is the story for the second one? Does that carry over?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I will play the first one then.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well.
I just assumed the first one was, I don't know, maybe a little bit outdated now because obviously it was like a PS3 360 game, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they updated it for PS4. So
what the remake has like? Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Okay. The remake came out about not long before the second one came out, didn't it? Sort of to retie and.
Yeah. Well, when I bought the second one, it came with the first one.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. How long is it? How many hours do I have to pop into that?
Depends. I think the first one's a bit shorter.
Right.
Than the second one. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're not going to be spending like 60 hours on it or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is it a linear game where you just have like progression, or is it like you can explore and you have side sort of bits and bats?
Yeah, there's not a big open world in terms of that. I mean, you would. I mean, I suppose in the way that like The Last of Us,
right?
So you want to be checking.
Yeah, you can explore, but it sort of pushes you in a sort of direction, kind of thing.
Yeah, you can explore the smaller area of you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because there are several ways to approach stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. I get you. Well, that actually makes me. Yeah. Okay. Screw it. Cool. Screw it. I'll give Dishonored a go. You've convinced me.
It's a cool art style.
Yeah.
It's a cool world. And yeah, the gameplay is really good because you level up and well, not leveling up, but there is progression in terms of like skills and stuff. So like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll give it a go. Now, yeah, you've convinced me. I was always a bit on the. I always like the look of it, but for some reason, that's just something that I always sort of maybe not bothered by it. But yeah, especially because I don't know why I feel like I need to play it before Deathloop. I just do, even though it's nothing to do with it. I feel like there's no point in.
You wouldn't necessarily have to, but it is.
No, you wouldn't. But I just feel like it's worth doing. I feel like it's worth giving me an idea of what Deathloop is going to be like if it's going to be similar kind of thing to it.
I think it's a game that you should play before the PS5 comes out.
Yeah,
it's not a game you should miss out on.
Yeah, I think you play it right. Yeah, screw it. That's my next game. Dishonored. I might just jump to Dishonored 2. We'll see. We'll see.
I think if they're cheap enough, I think it'd be worth.
They're very cheap now, aren't they? Yeah, Bethesda games just tend to drop, don't they? Just because I think they're all single player games. So once you've played them, you've played them. But yeah,
I think you could try and jump into just 2, but I think it'd be a bit of a steep learning.
Yeah, it's not the price of it. It's the time that I'm going to be playing it, I guess. But having said that, it's not like I've got tons of extra stuff to do other than work, make podcasts, I guess, occasionally. That's about it. Rightio. The next one I was quite surprised by, and even though apparently I've been told that all people were expecting it, Resident Evil 8 Village.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know it was going to be talked about in that, but I did know it was coming, and I did know that it was I'd heard rumors about the setting being like a, snowy,
Transylvania place,
kind of thing, and I'd heard there would be like werewolves in it.
Really? So I'd heard none of this. Like, to the point where when it came up, I was like, "Oh my god, that's well surprising!" And then I was talking to my brother about it afterwards, and I was like, "Oh," because you know what he's like. He was like, "That was rubbish," blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Go on, let's have a little debate about it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, Resident Evil, that was good." And he was like, "Yeah, but everyone expected that." I was like, "I didn't. I don't know, just totally passed me by that completely." I was not expecting it.
Basically just confirmed everything that I'd heard.
It was nice. It was a really nice surprise for me because obviously I just had no idea that it was anything. I assumed there was one in the works, but I'd not heard anything about it at all. So to the point where I was watching the entire trailer, me and Bex were watching it, and we were like, "This looks really, really good." And only right at the end when the name came up, I was like, "Oh shit, Resident Evil." I wasn't expecting. In the same way that Resident Evil 7, when that trailer came out years ago.
Have you played 7?
Yes, I played 7, loved it, thought it was great. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It was, horror games don't bother me much. Horror films do. Talked about this with Lanny before, and it's like the opposite to Lanny.
Yeah.
Like, horror films, I just can't watch them. I just can't, even like the lightest sort of thing, I just get so tense and it's just horrible. Horror games, for some reason, because I'm in control, I'm not bothered. I can just cut through if I die, fine, whatever. Crack on. Don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, but
I know. It sounds weird.
Chance of any repercussions if you're watching a film, like it's literally.
Oh yeah, I know, and I've already had this talk, and I get that it is silly. I get that you should be. I sort of naturally, you'd be more afraid of a video game because you are that thing and you are the one being hunted or whatever. But for some reason, films just get me and games don't as much. No, I'm not saying I don't get scared at horror games. Of course I do, but not anywhere near the level. Like I struggle to watch a horror film. I will, before I even put the horror film in, I will be a damn mess. I will have built myself up so much, and it's just horrible. Whereas a game, nah.
I mean, I very rarely see a film that I think.
Yeah. You two can watch horror films. I can't. Whereas games, I'm fine with. Not really. But yeah, Resident Evil 7, I loved it. Thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, the only kind of like films like Hereditary and Midsommar and that.
What, you're going to say the Resident Evil
scary,
films?
No, they're not scary. No, yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. It looks interesting setting again. I like the fact that Resident Evil games tend to create interesting settings that generally don't necessarily have to have anything to do with the previous games. So the fact that it's all werewolves-y and Transylvania looking interests me immediately, that straight away, rather than going for something that they've done, before with cities, etc., which I don't think they've done for a while and done successfully. I think it's interesting that they're managing to still make these games, Resident Evil 7 and 8, I assume it's going to be first person? I'm right in thinking it showed some first person bits in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a continuation of
of 7. Yeah, it's interesting that they've got these games out that are doing so well, and they're remaking 2 and 3 etc. and they're doing so well. Like it's almost like peak Resident Evil right now.
Yeah, they smashed 2 and 3 came out relatively quick.
Very quick, within a year of each other, and they're both incredible remakes as well. Really enjoyed them as well.
Received as well as the second one.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't.
A bit more like, I suppose they could get it out quicker because obviously,
I'm also
a lot of the hard work's done in terms of like creating, especially because some of the environments are the same, and you know what I mean. Some of the areas are the same.
I think a good chunk of it is that 3 just wasn't as good as 2 anyway.
Yeah, but I think there's less. There's just really the main story. They've not even bothered with like all the extras that came with the 2,
Yeah.
So.
I get you. It was obviously just
whatever.
Still good though. I still enjoyed it. And Resident Evil 3 is like my baby, even though I know it's not as good as 2 or even 1 really. Okay, debatable. Resident Evil 3 was the first one that I ever played.
The remake of 1 is the best Resident Evil.
Oh, it's so good. I love that. That remake. So good. And it was free on PlayStation Plus, wasn't it, about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So good.
Zero's good as well, but
most of the Resident Evil sort of main things I will just enjoy. Even the bad ones I'll kind of enjoy. Even though I just take them as just like daft, almost satirical games of themselves. There's not many Resident Evil games I've played that I've not enjoyed. I mean, okay, spin-off ones, yeah. I played, what was that? Operation Raccoon City? Was that what it was called?
Yeah,
remember
that wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if it's most of the mainline games I've enjoyed, but the spin-offs are the ones.
The proper side games are good. The Revelations ones.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, isn't there? Revelations. Yeah. You've got like all the Wii games that I've never played. Oh, there's so many Resident Evil games, but yeah, I'm excited for Resident Evil 8. It looks good, and the trailer got me as well. I was very, very surprised and happy to be surprised. Are we looking forward to that, Lenny?
I mean, it looks like something I'd watch someone like Dan's Gaming play, but I would not play it. I thought it was actually Castlevania before the title screen came up.
Really? Yeah.
Okay. We never played Castlevania then.
No, I'm not.
Dracula. Fair enough. Yeah, that'd be good. That it's supposed to come out in 2021 as well, which I was surprised about. So only a year or so off. So we're thinking like holiday 2021, like Christmas time 2021.
Yeah, like a year.
Yeah, won't be surprised if that gets delayed out as well. I remember Resident Evil 7 was January though. January, February, I'm pretty sure it was, from what I remember. It came out after Christmas. I remember being surprised that it came out after Christmas. But we shall see. Looks good, and I'm surprised.
I think it's a while off, mainly because the frame rate was a bit funny in the gameplay footage.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I get you. It didn't.
Feel like it's still like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that might be one of the reasons that I was surprised it was Resident Evil game. To be honest, I remember being like, "Oh, okay," but yeah, I mean, they've already got the technology there from Resident Evil 7, haven't they? So it's a lot quicker now than obviously 7 took, which would have taken years to develop from the ground up per se. But yeah, I didn't look at it and think, "Wow, this looks incredible," but it doesn't really need to, I guess. And 7 didn't look too incredible. Didn't look bad. But it was made with VR in mind as well, wasn't
it? Yeah.
I remember the VR being downgraded a lot graphics-wise, as I guess you have to. And
it is on the Switch as well.
I'd say at the same time, or has it just not been mentioned when it's coming out on the Switch? Oh, you're talking about 7, sorry. You're talking about 8 coming out on the Switch?
No, 7.
Right, I was wondering then.
7 is
yeah.
In Japan, you can get it on.
Mad stuff. Seems like an obvious thing to release over here as well, but hey, fair enough. Rightio, we've only got 2 more games to look at, and the penultimate game they showed was Pragmata. Do you remember Pragmata? Nope. If I said it looked like a Kojima fanboy made it.
Yeah.
was the one that I thought was actually Kojima, because his logo now is like that spaceman on the moon, which is how it ended.
Yeah, it was very Kojima-y.
It was very. Capcom. Yeah, it is Capcom. Yeah.
No, I don't know what it's about. So
yeah, I was watching it. It's only due out in 2022, so it's got a while, I think, and these kind of games tend to drag on. But I was watching it, and I sort of, I could tell it was made by somebody who was influenced by Kojima rather than Kojima himself, because it wasn't mad enough, but it also made very little sense. It was just obviously just so many tropes seemed to be thrown in there. But yeah, we got like what we do know is that cats are now holograms. So there was a hologram cat. The world
cat wasn't
seems
a
to
hologram,
be.
It was a robot.
The robot cat? No, it was a hologram, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was a robot that projected a cat.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, bloody hell.
That's very different. You can't touch a hologram. You could touch that cat.
It was all a hologram around it. The catness of it, its cat-likeness was holographic.
Yeah, but the robot itself was shaped like a cat.
Fine. Robot cats. Okay, cats are robots. And the world seems to have gone to shit, like most of these games have. But it seems to have... what was it, a comet? Or was it like a satellite that fell to Earth? And this astronaut person created a giant net to sort of try and protect themselves and the cat. But the thing broke the net, and then they ended up on the moon. And it was very, very bizarre, and it made very little sense, and that's all we saw of it. We don't know anything else about that, but yeah, wait for that one. See if that's going to be anything to look forward to. And the final game they announced was the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, called Forbidden West, which did not get a year release date or any kind of that. But it looks a lot brighter, a lot more colourful than Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, they're just going for a different setting.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Forbidden West. I can't remember. I didn't finish Zero Dawn. Was that set? Did we know where that was set?
Yeah, was it not like Colorado or something?
Is that what it was?
So
is this like she's gone west to like Seattle? Is it like northern Pacific seaboard? I guess.
Is it not San Francisco?
Because it's like more southern.
Golden Gate Bridge, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. You're right. That's an obvious thing. Of course it is. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, still west, but southerny west. Fair enough. I think yeah, like you said, makes sense on it. They had a nice snowy one last time, so you might as well go down to somewhere hot and a little bit more temperate. Big crocodiles, lots of kelp, Pacific Ocean. Yeah, it looks all right. Looks good. If it's gonna be the same as the first one, then I'm all for it. Are we also all for it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. It's definitely one I'll be playing. I hope they add more like side quest stuff, because I really liked that.
Did
you platinum it?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
It's one of the best PS4 games, that.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
It's got to be. It should. It's just. Yeah, it's just everything. It's like the epitome of like. The like. That's how a game like that should be. You know, that kind of.
Yeah, I get you.
Game.
Big explorative open world kind of thing. Yeah, it works out.
Did it really well, and the story was great, and the combat was great, and everything was great about it.
I don't know why I didn't finish that. I got really far into it, and I really enjoyed it, and for some reason I got back to like the bunker and all that kind of stuff.
Really good ending, really good story. Everything about it.
I should definitely get that again and finish it, because I definitely got close to the end, and then for some reason I just moved off of it. Don't know why, but yeah.
DLC as well.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good as well, isn't it? The DLC. Have you played the DLC? Yeah, it's supposed to be really good there as well. So I can just get the complete collection now, as they all have now. I might get that again after Dishonored, obviously. Dishonored first, and then back to Horizon Forbidden West. Okie dokie, that's all the games that we had showing on it. After that, we had our reveal of how the PS5 looks, and the reveal that there are two: digital version and the what is just being called the standard version, the disc version. Are you gonna get a disc version or a digital version?
I need more information.
If it was okay, hypothetical. It is announced that the digital version is £600 and the disc version is £500. Sorry, the other way around. Disc version is 600 quid, digital version is 500 quid. Are you going to get it?
It's more about whether, like, in terms of backwards compatibility and stuff like that.
Okay.
You can't play your old discs on the digital one, would you?
Okay, cool. Let's say that it is backwards compatible. And my last question still stands. 600 disc.
I would then pay more, yeah.
You pay for the disc one, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Okie dokie. What if the disc one is 600 quid and the digital one is 400 quid? And it's still backwards compatible?
Well, the digital one won't be, will it?
Won't be what? No, that's what I'm saying. So the disc one is backwards compatible.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'd just the disc one.
Still the disc one, yeah. So you'd still rather pay more for that compatibility.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously, there's no. When it comes out, it's going to be like 5 games.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank, you can play that for the next 6 months. Assuming it comes out. Or Spider-Man.
The 4-hour Spider-Man experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've played the original, so I don't need to
you could play the original on your PS5. Yeah, I think I'm the same. I think disc version, if it's backwards compatible, 100%. If it's not backwards compatible, are you bothered?
Well, I think they did say that it is backwards compatible for most of the PS4. Yeah. I think they said the top 100 PS4 games will be playable.
Yeah,
and I think you can also play your digital library as well on it.
You'd expect that on both, wouldn't you?
I mean, I've got more games digitally than I have on disc.
Oh yeah, of course.
But being able to you know what I mean. There's still loads of PS4 games I'd like to play, and I'm unlike, you know what I mean. It's usually cheaper to get them.
It is generally, yeah. It's even if they're not cheaper to buy outright, you can obviously trade them back in. It tends to work out cheaper generally. Yeah. They are a lot better now, the PS stores, obviously, than they were 7 years ago in terms of sales, etc. There's sales all the time now, similar to like Steam. But yeah, I think the disc one, not quite at the point where there's no point in getting the disc ones. But yeah, I think it depends on price. What sort of price are we thinking it'll be? Do you think it'll be the mad price everyone's saying it'll be?
I reckon it'll be like 600 quid, yeah.
$5.99.
And he goes down by £1. You just undercut him there. Nice one. By your quid. I think it'll be less than people are saying it will be. Not by a lot. I think $550 for the disc and $500 for the digital. That's my shout. I just think Sony would revel in the idea of going, well, you're wrong, it's actually a tiny bit cheaper, and everyone would go mad for it for no reason.
I don't think $550 would be low enough for people to really lose their shit about that.
You're right. I don't think it should be.
50 quid isn't.
You are right. You are right. I think it.
$450 for it.
I think anything below 600 people would be happier than they have been. But you're right. I do think.
Nah, no way, man. I wouldn't pay 600 quid for it.
No, fuck no. That's it. It's just not going to happen. And this is. I do like the idea of getting it when it first comes out, but. It's weird with the Switch. I remember being like, yeah, I'll get that like immediately. No matter, even before they announced the price, I was like, yeah, I'll get that because it's a really good idea, and I like the idea behind it, and I'm invested in that.
You also automatically assume it's going to be cheaper than like a normal.
Yeah, admittedly so. It's 300, was it 300 quid when it came out of Switch? I think I paid 300.
It was like 320, wasn't it?
I think I paid like 350 for that and Zelda and Switch 1-2 Switch or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. There's no way that I can justify paying even 500 quid, I don't think, for a console.
No, I mean, 500 is like the top. Yeah. Like, top amount I would pay.
I think that's pushing it for me a little bit. $500. When I say it like $500, it sounds worse.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, if that's going to do me for 5 years or whatever.
Oh, this is it. I'm definitely gonna get one. Well, this is. I mean, it's gonna be a trading job, isn't it?
500 quid. You wouldn't think that was bad for popping on a good telly, would you? So.
Oh no, of course. Well, this is it. Yeah, I get you. But again, I've not had a TV since I got your Samsung off you for 100 quid like 6 years ago. I've still got a very rubbish old TV. I've still not got like a 4K or anything like that. So I'll need to invest in that as well, really, to get the full potential out of it. it's going to be a trading job. It's going to be a trading job over the first year of it coming out, I think. Just building up vouchers to buy it secondhand. I don't think I'm going to be getting it new.
Do you not get a discount from work as well?
15%. So,
that's more than I only get fucking 10. So.
Do you? For a new one. Fair enough.
It was 600.
Yeah.
So that's 540 already.
Hey, that's still Ratchet and Clank. Pop your 60 quid game. Sorted. Yeah. No, I get, the big, obviously trading in stuff is the main thing. The discount is, obviously it's nice, but it's kind of negligible. It'll be trading in over years, or over the year, should I say, to get as much as I can off it. So we'll see, but I think this will be a slow burn of this generation if the prices that are what they say they're going to be. It'll be something everybody wants, but nobody's willing to pay 600 quid for. I can't think of anybody that I know who'll be paying 600 quid for it, or is happy to. Nobody you know that will be happy to pop 600 quid?
I'd pay 600.
Would you?
Not day one, but I mean, I imagine it's going to be that price for a while, so I'd probably get it within the first year.
Okay.
I'd just like mash up birthday and Christmas plus 10% discount and maybe even trade in my PS4.
Barry! Ask Barry Lanny
I'd probably trade in. If Game was doing something where you could trade in your PS4 and get it.
Yeah. Is that a thing that Xbox are doing for this? They haven't announced it, have they? Because they did that with the Xbox One X, didn't they? It was like you could trade in your old Xbox One and get like
but not everywhere.
Was it? Oh no, it wasn't. But it was still a really good deal. It was like and you get the Xbox thing, whatever it's called, the subscription service with it as well, wasn't it? Or if you get the subscription service, you get the Xbox One or something like that. So that could be an option with the Xbox One. But yeah, are we definitely PlayStation over Xboxes?
Yeah, I am.
Is that just because the PS4 was so good and we're keeping loyalty with Sony?
Well, I can't play any of my PS4 games on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
The exclusives are just a lot better. Like, I mean, there probably are people that prefer Halo and Gears of War, but there's no interest for me.
Yeah, no, even if because obviously I've got a PC and I've got the, again, I can't remember its damn name, Xbox thing, subscription thing. But obviously any game that comes out on Xbox at the moment, I get on my PC anyway. But even if I didn't have that, it would still be PS5, just because what you said. Like you say, backwards compatibility, I've already built that up with PS4. Obviously, I know people who are going to be keeping that PlayStation. I already play online games on PS4. If I can carry on playing on PS5, brilliant. And like Lanny said, the exclusives. Just the fact that they've already announced, a new Horizon game, a new Spider-Man game, that's enough to keep me straight away. Even if they're not going to come out and I'm going to go, wow, this is amazing, this Spider-Man's fantastic. Even if it's just like a small one to keep me going for now, whatever. It shows that they're still investing those franchises and those exclusives. So yeah, might not be for a year, but eventually it'll be PS5, I think. Good stuff. Right, should we play a game?
Sure.
Okay, well, it wasn't going to be competitive, but I'm going to have to make it competitive now. Because Liam really wants to beat you, Lonnie. I can't remember who won last time.
I think Liam won. I think I won up to the end, and then you had like a one question wins all.
Yeah, it was a one question wins all. Okie doke. This game is all about slogans. Just because I think it's funny, I'm going to call it Slogan from X-Men. So, we've got a new console generation coming, and with that comes advertisements, and with those advertisements comes slogans. I'm going to name some slogans to you from past video games consoles or advertising, mostly for hardware. There's a couple of ones for games or publishers in there, and you have to tell me if it's a real slogan that was in an advertising campaign, or if I've made it up. Okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, let me do my random generator then to see who goes first. Liam goes first. Liam, you've got an easy one to start off, to be fair. So, can you tell me if this was real or made up? And if you get it right, you can tell me what it was for, and you get a bonus point. Okay. This is for the players.
Yes.
You did get it. That was the easiest one. So, what was that for?
Is it purely games?
The slogans?
Yeah.
No, they can be. They're mostly from hardware. So you can tell me either the console specifically or the piece of hardware specifically. Some are for publishers and some are for specific games franchises.
Right. I think that's for PS4.
PS4, correct. So sorry, Lanny. The random thing means you got that. That was the easiest one as well. To the point where I almost use that as an example. So Liam gets 2 little bonus points there. Okay, Lanny, you ready for yours?
Sure.
Your slogan is, go ahead, try it.
Fuck's sake.
Is that real or made up?
It's not very catchy, but that could be a trap. So I'm going to say not real.
Not real. Correct.
Not real.
Bonus point. Little point for you. You obviously can't name what that's from because it's not from anything. Okay, Liam, back to you. Your slogan is, you are the controller.
Real?
Real? Correct. What's it for?
I'm going to say, like, Connect.
Correct. It was for the 360 Connect. Right, you got that one. I mean, it does literally say what it is. So, yeah straight to the point.
Good little...
Yeah, that's the way. Okay, Lanny. You need to come back. 4-1 down.
Give me a real one.
Well, just the way it lands, isn't it? Like I say, this was not supposed to be competitive. It's just turned into this. Can't be done otherwise. Right, Lanny, yours is get N or get out.
Get N?
Get N or get out.
Say, I'll go for real.
Okay, correct. You know what it's for?
Something that begins with N. N. Nope, no idea.
You don't even have a guess?
Something that begins with N.
What do you mean?
I can't think of anything that begins with N right now.
You can't think of anything in the video game industry begins with N?
Nintendo?
Oh, you gotta be more specific than that.
Oh, shit. Nintendo Wii?
Incorrect. Nintendo 64.
Oh.
Can't think of anything as N. Oh well. Rightio, Liam. Your slogan is, lets you play better.
False.
Correct. It is a falsie. Point for you. Lanny? Your slogan is, level up your life.
False.
Correct. Also false. 5-3 to Liam. Okay, Liam, yours is, the fun starts here.
It's true.
It is true. If you get this right, you could have 2 bonus points. There's no way you're getting it.
The fun starts here.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard that.
Have you?
Yeah.
It was used for years, but I'd be very surprised. It's a toughie.
No, I don't know.
Fair enough. It's Codemasters. The video game developers Codemasters, yeah. Use the fun that starts here. Okay, Lanny. Yours is change the target.
False?
True, false? You're going false?
False. Never heard of it.
Yeah, it is false. Liam. Yours is it's thinking.
False.
True, that one. And just to spice things up, Lanny, you can figure out what that's for. You get a point. There's no way you're going to figure it out anyway.
You wouldn't repeat anything. So, what consoles have I not thought of? Dreamcast?
How the fuck did you get that?
What is that?
You're Googling this? Cheating.
Well, it's not Xbox, so we've not. What other consoles are?
Dreamcast, though. Yeah, what other consoles are Dreamcast, obviously. That's the next one.
Nice one, Robbie.
Fair dues. 6-5. Whoa, well done, Lonnie.
Yep. Like chumps.
Yeah, that was for the original advert for the Dreamcast. It's thinking. It was thinking about how poorly it did. Right, next one is for you, Lonnie. Your slogan is change the system.
False.
No, that one's true. Liam, can you take that? Can you figure out what that's for?
Change the system.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox.
No, it's for, contrary to Lanny's logic before, Nintendo 64.
No.
So there are some duplicates. Yeah, they had loads for N64. Yeah, change the system was for them. So no points for them. Okay, Liam, your next one is This Is Living.
False.
That's true. Lanny, do you know what it's for?
PS3.
How'd you?
Wait, was that actually
correct?
Oh.
Okay, fair dues.
Cool.
Okie dokie, Lanny, 6-all now. Can you pull
I'm
ahead?
gonna say false to whatever you say.
Okay, well, this one is Dude, Get Your Own.
I've never heard of it, so I'd say false.
That is not right. It is correct. So, Liam, do you know what that could be for?
Game Boy.
Oh, so close. PSP. Good guess, though. Get the idea. Okie dokie. Liam, yours is Play More, Live More.
True.
No, I made that up. That could be a marketer. That's never been used.
It was
good. Fair enough. Lanny, yours is Live in Your World, Play in Ours.
I've heard that.
You think it's real? Okay.
Yeah.
What's it for? You are right, it is true. It is real.
Playing Hours. PS2?
Yeah. You could have had one or two answers to that one, to be fair. It was originally PS1 and it carried over to PS2, so yeah. Fair. Rightio. Liam, yours is Challenge Everything.
It's true.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one, that one. Know what it's for?
Is it EA?
It is EA. What, Lanny? What? You got a problem? The random generator decided this. Anyway, you're on 8.
Challenge Everything.
That's the one. You're on 8-all, so this is interesting. Good job, we made it competitive. Got an edge to it. Lanny, your slogan is only if you're serious.
False.
It is false. Point for you. Liam, yours is touching is good.
It's true.
It is true. Do you know what it's for?
DS.
Correct. It is for the DS. Okay, Lanny, yours is play hard.
True.
Not true. No points for you. Made that up. No one's ever used play hard as far as I can tell.
Andrew WK.
He partied hard, he didn't play hard.
The
partying was work
the
for him.
workers of the American steel mills.
Play hard. Work hard, play hard. Rightio, Liam. Your slogan is jump in.
True.
It is true. Do you know what it's for?
Xbox.
Original.
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess that I'm wrong, gonna.
I'm just asking you if it was the original Xbox you're going for.
Xbox 360.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, you're right. I bet Lanny's livid.
Why is Lanny livid?
You got EA, you got the PS4 one, you got the two most famous ones. Anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know all about adverts.
That's true.
I wouldn't have got that. I'd have gone with the original Xbox.
Yeah, fair. Rightio. Lanny, yours is welcome to the next level.
True.
It is true. Do you know what it's for?
Welcome to the next level. Activision?
No, it's for the Mega Drive or the Genesis. Good guess, though.
Bonus point chance?
Where's whose bonus point chance?
Half the time, you let the other person have a go to see if they can guess, and then sometimes you just...
Did I just not do that one, did I not? Oh, well. I'm just making this up as I go. This was just supposed to be for fun. You can have a point if you want.
I
tell you what, to make it fair, I'll give you both a point. There you go. Drastically change the outcome. Yeah, fair. That's a toughie, that one, to be fair. Okie dokie. Liam, is it you? It's you, innit? Be the best.
False.
It is false.
It's the army, that.
That's true, actually, it is. Something like it. Yeah, I think it is be the best. Okie doke, Lanny.
Well, it was, anyway.
Yeah. Lanny, yours is, it's not child's play.
True.
You say true? Lanny, have you gone?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said true.
Oh, not true. Wait, all that for nothing. Okay, now I can pass it over to Liam. The more you play with it, the harder it gets.
True.
It is. You know what it's for?
No idea.
Oh. Do I pass it over to Lanny then? Is that what we're agreeing on?
Pass it to Lanny.
Cool, alright. Let's go with that.
Harder it gets.
The more you play with it, the harder it gets.
The Wii.
No. The Mega Drive again. The 90s was a wild time. Okie doke. Lanny. This is one of my favourites. This slogan is, it only does everything.
True.
Okay, what for?
Only does everything. The Wii?
No. Liam?
You think the Wii... We couldn't even... Forget it, Lanny. Xbox.
Oh no, it's a PS3.
Madness.
PS3 did everything, evidently.
It could play Spider-Man on Blu-ray.
Exactly. Pretty impressive stuff.
Casino Royale, if you got that.
I got Dark Knight in mine. Dark Knight and that Ratchet and Clank game I aforementioned. But different story.
World at War.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Good one.
Yeah, enjoyed that. Bringing the dogs in. Rightio. Liam's go right? Yeah. Yours is more than just a game.
True.
Incorrect. It's not true. I made that one up. I'm pretty sure.
Have you double checked?
No, I can check now if you want. Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just a game. There's a film called More Than Just a Game. More Than Just a Game 2020 School of Law. No. More Than Just a Game Football versus Apartheid. Nope. Don't think so. Let's add that end slogan to the end of it to make sure. Nope. Nope, that's not one. Pretty good though, right? You should snap that one right up.
Should do, really.
Sorry, you've had your call. Okay, Lanny, yours is the language of game.
True.
Nope, that's made up as well. Anything with game in the title, evidently. Not a big fan of. Okay, Liam, back to you. Yours is do the math.
True.
It is true. Do you know what it's for?
Super Nintendo.
Ooh, close. It was the Atari Jaguar, and it was saying it was better than the Super Nintendo because it had 64 bits. That's why you do the math. And again, I didn't pass it over to Lanny. Well, you both had one that you've not had passed over now, so it's fair. Okay, Lanny, yours is welcome to the third place.
True.
It is. Remember what it's for? Or do you know what it's for?
I'm going to say the other console that hasn't been mentioned yet. GameCube.
No, it's PS2. Do you remember this advert?
No.
Watch this advert later on. It was directed by David Lynch. It's a David Lynch PS2 advert, and it's obviously black and white and smoky and has a Mamba duck head. And it's just completely insane, basically. Yeah, give it a watch afterwards. It's a bit mad. Liam, yours is Born to Play.
True.
It is true. Do you know what it'd be?
No.
Lionel, do you want to step in? Oh, no, hang about. Unless you want to have a go.
Born to Play.
Yeah.
GameCube?
God damn it. Yeah, you got it.
Shit.
As you said, welcome to third place for GameCube. I was like, oh, if Liam doesn't get this next one, Lionel's going to say GameCube. Yeah, GameCube. The GameCube was Born to Play. Oh, it's tight. It's 16-14 to Liam. Okay. The next one is, and this is for Lani, right? Yeah. Remember to Eat. You having a think, or have I missed that?
False.
Say false?
Yeah.
Cool. I've heard you go, and then just nothing for ages. Yeah, false. Made that one up. Okie. Liam. There's only 3 more left, by the way, so it's going to be a tight one. Yours is Welcome to the Real World.
True.
It is. Do you know what it is for?
The Sims.
Good guess, but no. Lani?
Well, if The Sims was close.
No, just because it was a good guess doesn't mean it was close.
Close, but you're way off.
Well, we've had all the PlayStation, so I'm going to say PlayStation 1.
We've had all the PlayStations, so I'm going to say another one. No, yeah. It was a console, and it was one that came out at the same time. It was the Sega Saturn.
Nice.
Apparently, the real world is the Sega Saturn. Okay. The next one for you, Lani, and you're going to have to get some points racked up. You're 3 points behind at the moment with 2 more left. This one is Take a Look Inside.
True?
It is true. You know what it's for?
Take a look inside. PlayStation 1.
No, it's 3DS. Because it was 3D, you see.
Yeah.
Get it. Oh, again, I didn't pass it over to Liam. Oh, well, whatever. He's going to win anyway, so it's all good. Liam, last one. It's Playtime.
True.
Oh, made that up.
No.
Final score, 17-15 to Liam. So, did you say Liam won last week? Or was it you that won last week?
Liam won last week.
Oh, that's 2 over you, Lani. You need to buckle up, sort yourself out.
I'm happy with my little streak I got.
To be fair, how on earth you managed to get that Dreamcast one? How on earth you managed to get that Dreamcast one for its thinking?
Yeah.
Every time. You're happy with that.
Right.
You gotta get to it.
So, I now advise you go watch that David Lynch advert. And with that, we'll say goodbye. Bye-bye, everybody. Whoa, what?
I'll talk about the biggest news.
What's the biggest news? There's bigger news than the PS5 being announced. Oh, Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I can talk about Pokemon Snap. Never played it.
News.
Never played it before.
Never played it?
No, actually, not entirely true. I tested an N64 with it once. And
fun.
Yeah, it's on rails, I can tell you that much. Or at least it was the original one. Yeah.
Basically my first time Crisis.
Fair one. It's some kind of thing.
My first time Crisis was.
Can you dodge? Can you get behind things?
No. You can throw things.
All right. Is that like food to entice them to a better sort of spot to take a picture?
Yeah, all sorts, mate. Yeah, they can react and get other Pokemon to appear and stuff.
When is that coming out? I've only literally seen this Snap thing yesterday. Have you got a release date for that?
I don't know if there's a release date. I think
just announced it. It's gone. Yep, this is coming. Yeah, to be fair, even though I'd sort of half mocked the announcement, I actually will definitely buy that. Like 100%. Just the idea of just sitting there in bed, just going taking pictures of Pokemon. Yeah, that's a winner in my book.
Yeah, I believe it's out this year, but I don't know when.
It makes total sense. Complete sense to release that. Doesn't it? Yeah, Nintendo continuously dominates. Even when PlayStation 5 is announced new consoles, Nintendo steals the show right at the end with a Pokemon game, as they've always done. Can't argue with that. You got a Switch, Lonnie?
No interest for me.
Hey, if you can't afford a game, there's no way he's going to.
Yeah, but he's saying he's happy to pay £600 for his PS5, but he won't buy his Switch for, I don't know, £300. How much a Switch is now?
Like 2 games on Switch that I'd actually play.
Which are?
The Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, the Mario Odyssey.
Oh, what was the other one? Was it Luigi's Mansion?
You want to play Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, it does. No, I don't think it looks that good.
One of the best games ever. Right. Oh, it's brilliant.
Definitely not.
Definitely. This is a different fucking time we can talk about this. Breath of the Wild is awesome. One of my favourite games ever. That's coming from someone who does not like Zelda games generally. Well good. Anyway, before we get into an argument, we'll sign off and you can go and watch that David Lynch advert. Goodbye.